Hey, thanks for tuning into the Weekend Zone. I'm Britt Johnson. I'm here with Chris, and we have a special guest today, Danielle.
What's up?
She is the queen of all things hockey, baseball. We're not talking about that stuff today, but she knows basketball as well.
They wanted to challenge me. They wanted to see what I could do.
We just had to get Matt out of here. So Chris wanted to move to the middle seat.
Make him
now
away.
We have Danielle. This is going to be great. I'm excited.
Hold it down.
And she's also the office loudmouth. She's very loud and opinionated, so this should be a
This should work out. Yeah.
Speaking of another loudmouth, we have Coach LaVar Ball, which is his new title. He's everyone's favorite basketball dad.
Can we just stop and say Coach LaVar Ball?
Coach, yes, this is his new title. This is his new title.
I like
It's a working title. But he is one of the new coaches in Lithuania. His sons have soared since he became coach. LaMelo had 43 points. LiAngelo had 37 points. Question, guys, has LaVar Ball proven he isn't just all talk?
No, absolutely not. What he's proven is that, come on. What he's proven is he can let people play by his rules, and they'll excel under his rules. But you're putting up what was it, 151, 147 or something?
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, we don't need to play defense. we'll just shoot buckets all day long, and that's basketball.
First of all,
it's like watching the WNBA. Everybody just shooting threes.
WNBA can't get to 151. First of all, I gotta say, I watched that game live. I've watched most of the games live, but watching that one live, the night before, some of the NBA games that were on TV were nowhere near as entertaining as that game. I'm not gonna give it to LaVar Ball. Personally, I don't want to give him that coaching seat, because then the next thing we're going to hear is Luke Walton should be fired because I'm a coach, not a coach pro.
But you also have to think, okay, you do your butt, and then I'll jump in.
I'm just saying, but at the same time, that made a Lithuanian game, a triple B challenge, 17 under Lithuanian game more entertaining than some NBA games that we watch in this past
But that's why
week.
you watch things like college basketball and college football, because it's entertaining, because you don't know exactly what you're going to get, because you know these guys aren't all pro status and they're going to put up big points or make bad plays, and that's why that's entertaining to watch. But this is, I get it, it's under 17s, they're young guys, but just because it's entertaining doesn't mean they're good, doesn't make LaVar Ball a good coach. It just means that he's good entertainment.
But that's kind of what it's kind of turning into. Like a lot of stuff, like, I mean, basketball teams want to get butts in seats, especially small towns.
Especially Lithuania or whatever that little town is in Lithuania.
Are you telling me people in Lithuania don't just show up?
Offense sells tickets, defense wins games. So yes, 100%. To make a better game, defense is needed. But people come to see those shots. That's why still to this day, the All-Star game is still popular to watch, even though they're just playing around.
Is it?
Because they get to have fun and do all these cool tricks.
Yeah, but it's just, that's all it is. It's just them playing around. There's no stakes to it anymore. It's just like all the college bowl games where the seniors sit out. It's like the NFL Pro Bowl where people don't play even if they are healthy.
Nobody watches the Pro Bowl.
The skill challenge thing is
I
like it. I think it's
skill challenge is good.
But back to LaVar coaching.
The question is, do you guys think he could coach an actual basketball team?
Right, that as well as going to say, this wasn't even an actual league game.
Right.
So I'm not going to give him that credit. This was one of his, their little tournament thing that they got going on. Now, if he's able, I don't think they will, but if they put him in as assistant coach for their actual Baltic League games and completely turn around the gameplay like that and they win, then this conversation I might have to say.
You know what LaVar Ball is right now? LaVar Ball is Whoopi Goldberg and Eddie. LaVar Ball is coaching the New York Knicks as a publicity stunt.
I was like, where is this going?
It's a publicity stunt. We get it. That's all it is. And it's a great publicity stunt. But
to coach.
I would. I'd go to any game Whoopi Goldberg was coaching.
Bringing publicity to this league now is going to go along with all his stuff with him trying to have the new league that's going to have the kids play that don't have to go to college. It's like the build up to everything. Like, I do think we should all agree that he is a business genius.
100%.
Like, maybe not the best basketball coach.
Can we call him crazy like a fox? I will go with crazy like a fox.
Crazy, insane, but
like
still,
a Rick Fox, though. That's
still
all I'm
brilliant.
Yeah.
He's still great.
Yeah, but think about if you're a parent and you're going to send your child to play in some kind of elite league, do you want your child picking up LaVar Ball's coaching habits? Is that where the future of the NBA is going to be? Because I don't think so. Future of entertainment maybe, but future of the NBA, nah.
I mean, the only difference is between that and I want to say like the Warriors style play. The Warriors play defense, but at the same time the offense runs the same way. Move fast, get the ball to open man, chuck it up, go back. But they don't play defense.
I don't think that they have committed,
it's like
I guess?
the Harlem Globetrotters, basically.
Yes, I'll take that.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So this Lithuanian LaVar Coach basketball league, it's just that they are Globetrotters of Eastern Europe.
Right, yeah.
There you go. That's
All
his
right,
future job.
let's move on. We're still sticking with basketball, but this week the NBA announced who will be balling out in the 2018 NBA All-Star Game, which happens to be right here in Los Angeles in February. I'm super excited.
So what you're saying is the whole of the Warriors team just has so far to travel.
Four Warriors players actually made the cut, but some others didn't. Guys were snubbed like Chris Paul, Paul George.
Paul.
Have the NBA All-Stars become a popularity contest?
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I think, I've said this for a while, I've never been a fan of the coaches picking up the players because there's a lot of ties and stuff that goes on with these coaches picking up players. Because there's head coaches now that were assistant coaches for some of these players at one point that were in front.
Some of the players,
that's what I'm saying. So it still becomes a popularity contest, even with the coaches, not just the fans and just the media. I honestly feel like it should be a media thing for those players because they're the ones
they do with the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's done by the writers. It's we should have the writers in this. They're covering all the clubs. They're not just looking at their conference or the players that they've worked with or the people that they've played with. You need to get a little bit of perspective into the voting. But also, let's talk about the fact that anytime you vote with a hashtag, that's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
You're just asking who has the biggest following, who has the best
LiAngelo
reach,
Ball almost
who's
made
got
it,
PR
and Kuzma.
But it is
Well,
broken
Kuzma,
down.
sure, but you can't even. Who's really going to argue that Lonzo Ball should be in that except as a publicity stunt? And that's what LaVar Ball is doing to the NBA. That's what fan voting is doing. That's what all of this is doing to the NBA. It's just, it is making it a popularity contest, and the All-Star Game this year
vote
is
in 3 categories. It's media, players, and the fans vote.
But that's for the starters.
That's for the starters, and then the reserves are obviously picked by the coaches and whatever NBA people.
But we've seen this like in the MLB All-Star vote when they really put it out to the fans and said just whoever you want to play, have them play. And a couple years ago,
I agree with that, though.
Royals lineup.
Yeah, that one though, I'm not so much.
But that's what you're getting with the Warriors. You're getting 4 Warriors when you could have had CP3 or you could have had Paul George. And it's ridiculous the way that it ended up. And it's not an All-Star game. It's just like this is homecoming voting. This is just homecoming voting. It's like, who am I taking to prom? Not CP3.
Yeah, but I mean, Chris Paul also did not play a lot of this first half of the season.
He only picked it up late.
Technically, yes,
for the
he's
same
a great
reason,
player, but I mean, we just didn't see a lot of him this year.
For the same
so far,
reason Paul George didn't make it, I think is the reason why Chris Paul didn't make it because Paul George started off bad, now is playing well. Chris Paul, same thing, and not, so I get it. I still think that Paul George, who is arguably probably the second or third best in the whole entire game, should be in the All-Star game. But
do we even want to talk about the fact that these guys are just kind of mad about it because it affects their legacy? It's not as if this is going to affect their performance this season. It's just it's a stat that goes on Wikipedia.
Right. And that's why I'm like, that's my next question. Like, how much does an All-Star check off by your name really matter? I mean, most of these guys are going to be playing 15 years in the league. Okay, cool, you went to 12 All-Star games instead of 13. Like what big of a difference is this one season going to make?
I mean, it matters on paper. It does. It matters with your contract. It matters with your free agency.
Shoe deals.
It matters with your endorsements.
I think being first, second, third team would matter more.
I was just gonna say. I think the All-Pro teams, because Paul George is gonna be second team, not third. I think he's gonna be second team at the end of the day, and that's still gonna put him in that superstar status for his contract in the future.
If anybody's denying that he's a superstar based on not making
first
team of the All-Star.
But that's what I'm saying. But I think that is more important than him missing the All-Star because he can make the All-Star team and then say he sucks for the rest of the year, doesn't make an All-Team. That affected his money right there, not making the All-Team rather than making the All-Star team. So I think, personally, it hurts the pride a little bit. He would have been playing in LA, been a little demo, but I think.
Do you guys think that
it's not going to affect him too much?
Obviously, we don't agree that it's fair right now, but what would you suggest be the new thing that we do for All-Star? Because it is kind of like,
get rid of it.
Same with media. Like, media is going to pick guys that they like. Obviously, a lot of people don't like Cousins, just because.
Who doesn't like Boogie?
Media people don't like him, you know what I mean? So maybe they wouldn't have picked him as, you know what I mean? That's just, so it's like, it's everywhere you're like pulling a little bit. So, or maybe for besides the starters, maybe even for the reserves, we do how we do with the starters. Like, there has to be some kind of thing that we're doing.
I think I was listening
to. It a little bit better.
I think it was Baron Davis that brought it up, and I kind of like the idea, but he was saying we should just pool the best players in the league just in general and just put them in the All-Star game, bypass the whole voting process and just do it by how they played so far in the season.
I disagree with that as well because
that takes away the fans.
Stat line. It
That's
takes
what I was
away
going
the
to say.
fans,
That's my only problem with it.
Yeah. And then, there are guys that are out there really putting effort into the team that are making changes on the court that necessarily don't go on a stat line. Like maybe they're not putting up the rebounds and they're not, putting up the points, but they're integral in a pass or a screen. And
LaMelo Ball.
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response.
I'm just saying, the man is a stat man. But moving on, that's fine.
We're actually gonna wrap this up. Danielle will unfortunately not be with us next week, so I will let you do your Super Bowl pick. Who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl? We're not saying our picks till next week, but we don't know if Gronk's playing or not yet, but based off of that, what do you think?
So you got a couple of really key players on the Patriots that can step up. You got Chris Hogan, you got Danny Amendola. If Gronk is in there, it makes a big deal.
Let's be realistic, he's going to play.
He'll pass the concussion protocol. I think the Eagles are going to do it. I don't see another Patriots. He just likes what I'm saying. Anyway, Nick Foles was a complete stud. When he started with the Eagles, he got passed around a little. All of a sudden, he's back because of an injury. I think next year the Eagles are going to end up having two absolute stud quarterbacks, and I think the Eagles are also going to have a Super Bowl ring to go with it.
Alrighty, well that is going to be it. Thank you so much for joining us today, Danielle.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Chris is going to be back next week with me, and we will see you guys later. Make sure you go to the comment section now, let us know what you thought, and get the Fumble shirts. This one, I'm wearing one. Nice. Go MVP. See you guys next time. Bye.